All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob for Smirking Gun Reviews, and we're here to do more of Season 1 of The Expanse. We're at Episode 5. It's called Back to the Butcher. I guess it's... To me, it sounds like they're trying to say Back to the Future, but once you see the episode, I guess it doesn't... I guess it doesn't really correlate at all. So, I'll shut up. So, spoilers ahead if you haven't seen the episode. This is a good, solid episode. It's not the most incredible episode, but this is, you've got to have episodes like this that give you a lot of information, a lot of setup. So let's just jump in. We'll start with Miller's story. Miller still heading down that path of, I used to be a shady guy, now I'm trying to change, which usually, again, I say, means he's probably going to die right at the precipice of greatness. Like, he's about to, he'll find something out, or he's, get some bit of knowledge, he'll get to his aha moment and probably die. Or right shy of aha. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to enjoy the journey. I'm convinced, though, that... And I just love Thomas Jane, so it's like, I got a bad feeling about this. And so, yes, Havelock is alive. He's got some shit in his chest. I'm not going to even try to figure out the tech that they use. And I don't know why, but this scene seems to be designed to make me be pissed off at Miller, and I'm just not. In fact, I'm kind of pissed that Havelock is alive. Dude, come on. If you're going to get... he would have had a great death. People would have been like, remember when that dude took it in the chest with the harpoon? And we were like, man, I can't believe they killed him. But he's alive, so I kind of feel cheated. And Jay Hernandez is like, if you put your hands on her again, and just look, he's a good guy, right? He's a guy trying to change things. He's like, whatever. But nothing that happens in here changes the fact that I like Miller's arc more than I care about Jay Hernandez living through the harpoon to the chest. So he's still he knows that everything about this started with Julie Mao and the Scapuli. He's looking at all these ships that are getting blasted, big ships, important ships. The Canterbury was an important ship to Ceres Station. It was bringing ice back to what everybody needs. The Doniger was this big deal in the Mars fleet, and all these places are getting, these ships are getting blown up, and it all starts at the Scapuli, and at least Miller knows that. He's on the case. He's trying to figure out, all these other things that are happening are due to this. And that's what he's trying to tell her. I mean, he's not drinking, he's drinking coffee, he's smartening up, again, trying to change, which usually means death. He starts breaking it down. There was this ship that was going over here. She's on this other thing. Something was on that ship. So somewhere in between, where that meeting place was, which is probably where that whatever was on, taking out, absorbing the crew, it's probably where it all started. Miller's the first one figuring it out. Again, another one reason to say. But now that she's telling him, you need to take it upstairs. You need to pass this on. This is above your pay grade. Again, another thing. I don't take it upstairs. Okay. It's almost like I don't want the mystery to be solved, because we're going to lose some important people along the way, sacrificing themselves in the search for the truth. So it's like, oh God, there's going to be people that I like dying along the way, isn't there? So got to get used to that fact on this show already. But Game of Thrones is a great way to stop caring about people as much, so that way you can take it when somebody gets killed. It's a nice little, starter course. So Miller, he sees Anderson Dawes, played by Jared Harris, who wants information. He's ready to give up the guy that shot Havelock in order to get information about Julie. But I like how Miller just kind of yeah, sure, whatever, and goes off on his own thing, finds the guy that she knocked out, and then you get his story. You get actually more information by not going the easy way, of getting revenge for the guy that got shot and everything. Finding out more about Julie this way instead of taking the quick revenge route. And sharing information with somebody who probably wants it for their own shady purposes. So yeah, you find out that, yeah, she was out there caring about the universe, which is fine. I don't know I guess she's a universal tree hugger, like a planet hugger. I don't know. Nothing wrong with that. It's her choice. Whatever. So she's out there, and it started to make me think that maybe this whole thing, her whole thing about going out and protesting and stuff, probably has something to do with her. I would bet dollars to donuts that she found something out that had to do with her parents, something that her dad was probably into, or that's just a theory of mine. One particular possible theory of this is that she found out something and she went out there to try to get justice for whatever it is, or find answers to whatever it is. But I have a feeling it has something to do with her parents, something that'll get thrown back in her dad's face later on in the show, where he'll have to be like, your daughter died for this, that kind of situation. That old chestnut. So Miller ends up at this shop where he finds the guy. They have those little robot hamsters and stuff, and he remembers. Okay, these little chips are there. They got nothing on them. And there's these little hamsters. He puts two and two together. Somebody's putting these chips in these hamsters. So he goes to Julie's place, finds the thing, gets the chip, hides it in his hat, leaves, and proceeds to get tasered and taken to, I can only assume, Dawes. Since he didn't take his deal and didn't take revenge, Dawes is gonna, do it another way. So that's Miller's story for now, which is really good. And again, I still feel like Thomas Jane is on borrowed time, but oh well. So then the rest of this is our survivors here, who again are surprising me, how good the characters are and how the writing is for them. I love his reaction to finding a coffee machine that just the genuine way people talk, and it's not stupid, and nobody's a caricature. Just because somebody's the meathead doesn't mean that he doesn't have, he always has to just be the meathead. Just because he's the heartthrob looking dude doesn't mean that he's not kind of a dork. All these things. Everybody's got these definite layers to their character, so they're not just a characterization. They're fleshed out people that I actually want to know. And I can't believe I'm saying that about this guy. But so they get hailed when they're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to nobody's supposed to know they're alive. But somehow they're getting a message from this guy Fred Johnson over at Tycho Station. Now we've seen Fred Johnson's character in the other episode where he's dealing with the Mormons, which I don't think I touched on. Which is just the Mormons have a space station, right? Or that's what they're building, or some shit, right? The Mormons. Look, you want to believe whatever you believe. I just think it's funny that the Mormons have all this money to go out there and build a space station and spread the word of Joseph Smith to alien species. I just find it very funny. Just very, very funny. So Chad Coleman's the guy who played Tyrese in The Walking Dead plays Fred Johnson. He's their architect. So now he's contacting them and saying, hey, I can help you. And they don't trust him because of something that happened 10 years ago. And that's where you get these little flashes, little flashbacks of 10 years ago or 11 years ago, where these people had taken over Anderson Station because their kids were getting some sort of brain injury from low gravity, I think. And they were just trying to protest and get their word out, and things happened, got out of hand, and now they don't know how to end it. And then they're trying to surrender eventually. and they're getting no response. They do this little trick where they think they're getting a signal out. They're telling everybody what happened, and everybody thinks they're terrorists, and then they end up getting blasted and blown the fuck up. And you see Fred Johnson standing on the outside of his whatever. And it says Colonel Fred Johnson, and he's being congratulated for taking it out, and that's where he gets the name, the Butcher of Anderson Station. And this is where our group is headed. And the one dumb thing he said is, it's been 10 years, people change. That was funny, but stupid. For all the smart dialogue, I guess every once in a while something dumb comes through. But everybody has reason to not trust this guy. And now throughout this episode, you get to see why. That this would be like a last resort. And I think that maybe that's why they were kind of showing them the way that they showed them at the end of this episode. He's having a cup of coffee that he's been waiting for. He finds some alcohol. He's got his music and he's looking at a picture, and she's just fretting in bed, like worried. And I think that was very fitting, because if this was their last moments, if they were about to be killed, they might as well go out and having a little tiny enjoyment out of anything, even though sitting in your bed fretting is not fun. At least maybe those two could have been, I don't know what the hell I was just trying to do. But anyway, that's the episode. It's only I'm just about 12 minutes in. Usually my reviews are a little bit longer, but not really much else to say except, damn, they should be scared. This is a very, kind of holy shit moment where this does feel like kind of the tipping point. This is the halfway point of the season, so it does feel like things are about to go one way or the other. Probably for some people, and maybe a little bit better for other people. I don't know. But I'm excited to see where it's going. So anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, share, comment. People like this show a lot. Share this with other people. Let's get to, because I want to keep doing it. I'm going to do season 2, and then hopefully I'll definitely do season 3, and hopefully by the time season 4 comes out, I'll be all caught up and everything. So that's about it. Hit the bell, subscribe, all that jazz. Yeah. So this is Rob for Smirking Gun Reviews saying we will see you on the next video, and I can't wait to do it. And that's it. Have a nice day. Bye.